Hey everyone, and welcome back to another video. Thanks for tuning in. Got a very interesting, unusual camcorder to have a look at today. It is a Sanyo VM PS120p Action Cam 8mm camcorder. I'm not sure exactly how old this camcorder is, and I don't remember it actually coming out either. I suspect looking at it, it's from around the year sort of 2000, 2001 time. If anybody does recognise this, please let me know in the comments of when it came out. This would have been around the end of the 8mm era, because everything then was going digital. A Google search has not revealed much at all. The label on the side boasts standard batteries and simple operation, and it certainly is simple at that. And the standard batteries it's talking about are alkaline batteries, and it will also take a NiCad battery, which was standard at this time back in the day. Whilst this camera boasts the fact that it does work off of 6 AA batteries, all the manufacturers were actually producing a battery case the shape of a NiCad battery that would actually hold AA batteries. And if you're out on holiday, you can find AA batteries just about anywhere, so if you're ever caught short, you always have that option. The instruction manual is very short, consisting of just 16 pages, but then that's all it needs to be. Using the optional MP55 or MP65, operating time is quite good. 90 minutes using the MP55, or an hour and 20 minutes using the MP65. Because this doesn't have an electronic viewfinder, that's actually a bonus for this camera, but only for battery life. Because not having that electronic viewfinder makes this camera quite hard to use and hard to judge what you're actually filming. As we found out, you can easily chop off the top of people's heads, because the optical viewfinder isn't a true representation of what the camera is recording. Interestingly, it talks about maintenance in the manual. It suggests that once the camera gets to 1000 hours operational time, the unit should seek servicing. These days it's a throwaway society, and once it doesn't work anymore, you just replace it. In the manual it also talks about the focusing, and that the subject must be at least 1.6 meters or more from the front of the lens whilst zoomed in, and on wide mode, subject must be approximately 0.7 meters or more from the front of the lens zoomed out. But I can tell you now, when you're looking through the optical viewfinder, everything seems to be in focus, but when you actually play it back, it's not, which is quite frustrating. So the recording technique of this camera is entirely different to what we're all used to with an automatic focus. And finally, here's a quick look at these specifications. This has a 2-head helical scan system, which obviously we all know about. But I thought it had a flying erase head, but it doesn't, so it must just roll back slightly, and that's how it gets that clean cut. Maximum recording time is 90 minutes using a P590 cassette in standard play mode. Interesting, there's no long play mode on this camera. 3x optical zoom with the fixed focus lens that we've already talked about. White balance, fuzzy logic auto white balance, iris, fuzzy logic auto iris. Minimum illumination 5 lux. Recommended subject illumination 300 lux or more. And power consumption is just 4 watts, which is quite good for this. And again, that's probably because there's no electronic viewfinder. And interestingly, there is no button cell battery backup for the date and time, because this camera does not have any date and time. And the weight is approximately 640 grams, excluding the battery pack and tape. So that makes this a very light camera indeed. So let's have a look at its features and benefits and connectivity. And I can tell you now there's not much on it at all. Obviously that's the side of it there. Sanyo video camera recorder. Underneath you've got a tripod mount. A serial number. Probably starts with 964 or 96. So no, it could be 964 actually. It's at 7080. On the serial number there. Sanyo Electronic Co Limited, made in Indonesia of all places. I wonder actually if this is for another country, because I don't recognise that symbol. Saying that, it's got the CE logo, which is for England. So you've got a strap hole there for a shoulder strap. Looking at the back of it there, you've got a record button, power, 2 LED indicators there, and the optical viewfinder. No electronic viewfinder on this one. That's your cassette compartment there. On the side there you've got your AV terminal, so you've got a standard composite video out there and audio out. Normally in the past they used to have a little I think it was a 5-volt output or input there for an RF modulator on the Sony years ago. Can't see that having that. And there you've got your lens cover for the variable zoom lens, fixed focus I might add, very disappointingly. f3.6 to 10.8mm, and there's your through port there for the optical viewfinder. Monaural microphone on the front, a little bit dented there, or dinted. And then under this side, you'd be forgiven if you thought that was a view screen. It's not. That is where the batteries go. And there we go. So this will take 6 AA battery, alkaline batteries, it says there, use only alkaline batteries, or a NiCad battery. NiCad battery is a standard type that we've all seen on the camcorders over the years. And you've also got a DC input there. That DC input is 6.5 volts and the centre pin is positive. Battery terminals are very corroded on this, but not to the point of no return, thank goodness. Probably give us a clean in a little bit. Yeah, 6 AA batteries. I forgot to see actually. No, I did look in the instruction manual. I found the instruction manual for this online. It mentions about the battery life of the NiCad, but not the AAs. I've not had a lot of luck with the AA batteries. I did try some in it, but it wouldn't even stay on. It just flashed up on the screen there on the LCD panel on the back. I went straight off. But we'll try them again in this video. And then on the side there, you've got a little adjustment there for the optical viewfinder. But that's it. That's what there is to it on the back and the sides. Then on the top, you've got a mechanical zoom. It literally is mechanical. It just moves like in and out, look. So primitive. And then you've got your tape transport mechanism buttons there. Eject, blank, rewind, play, fast forward, stop and still. Blank, basically, it will search through to the blank part of the tape. So you can find that where that new scene is that you've recorded. Got a couple of LED indicators on the top there. Green for player, red for camera. I'll show you the eject mechanism working in a moment. In fact, this one is a little bit iffy actually, a little bit temperamental. It won't always go in. So let's power that up. So I've been using this Sony AC adapter here. It's 9.5 volt output. Took a bit of a gamble plugging it in, but it seems to be okay. In fact, I did try a 6 volt one, and again that wouldn't even keep it staying on. So it obviously needs a good voltage. This will output up to 2 amps. And of course it's the all important centre pin positive, which is usually classic Sony. There we go, so you just turn it on the side there. And it goes straight into record pause mode. It's amazing, it's still working actually. But when I did first try this, I tried playing a tape back, and it wouldn't play the tape. Well, it would play, but the picture was all snowy. I thought, oh great, the heads are probably gone. But I ran a head cleaner through it, one of those Sony dry head cleaners from the early 2000s for 5 seconds, and it did the trick. So let's just press eject. Sounds like the same mechanism as a Sony camcorder, and I wouldn't be surprised if it was if I opened it up, but I'm not going to be opening it up in this video. It came with this Sony cassette, video 8, so it's obviously a standard 8 camera, it's not high 8. And there's the inside of it, pretty clean. Pinch wheel was a little bit pale, a little bit white when I first got it, but I suspect that's because it probably hasn't been used for 10 years or more. But yeah, it's very clean in there. Couldn't see anything physically wrong with it at all, but when you put the tape in, it'll probably be okay now because I'm doing a video about it. But you put the tape in, you push that as it says, and it's supposed to take it down, and it's not, look, it's just sitting there saying there's no tape. So you have to keep on pressing the eject button and keep on doing this over and over again. Interesting, there's a listing for one of these on eBay, and it describes the same fault, so it's obviously common with this type of camera. That's the backing mechanism there. There's ribbon connectors that break ever so easily. But I think I found turning it on and off, removing power seemed to help before, but I think it could have just been pure luck. Or it could be with the way I had it. Of course you can't force this mechanism down because you'll just ruin it. There's a drive mechanism in the side there, a little ratchet system that pulls it down. Can't quite see it from there. Well, you can actually, just at the back. There's a little cog there that will actually pull the mechanism down in a little gear trench. There we go. I think that was about 6 attempts if I don't end up editing that out. But there, when it takes back in, it's gone to record pause mode, it's ready to go. Got a little counter on the back there and your battery life indicator. The NiCad battery I've got is a really old one which I found in my stash of old batteries in the shed. And remarkably, it took a charge and it lasts for about 15 minutes. So that was handy, and that's what I used to demonstrate this, which we'll be seeing shortly. So just press that there, that can take you back to player mode. press play, and obviously as you can see it's going round, and it is a very good player. The tape mechanism transport has worked fine, it's not chewed up any tapes yet. Fast forward and rewind work absolutely fine. So if anything, it's a good player for playing back old tapes, for transferring them to your computer if you've got an analog capture card. So yeah, yes, it's a very basic camera, very basic indeed. I don't remember this coming out, actually, like I mentioned earlier on. If anybody does know when this came out, how much it was new, because I've not found anything on the internet, surprisingly, apart from the instruction manual. But if anybody does know or has any experience with this, let us know in the comments. It's always interesting to hear other people's experience with these old gadgets. So let's have a look at these battery terminals to see if we can give them a bit of a clean. I've got some white vinegar here. It's always good for getting the battery corrosion off. See how that works out. Let's do that one there. Yes, you can see how green that is. Oh, that's coming off lovely. And what I'll do is I'll go over that with some IPA to get it off. And that'll clean that up nice. Don't think I would ever use AA batteries on it anyway, because it would cost you a fortune. I'll try some rechargeables in a moment. Got some isopropyl alcohol there, just to remove any of that vinegar that might be left on there. Just let that dry off a moment. Okay, that should be dry enough now. Let's try these batteries I've got here. I've got some 2.4 amp hour Duracells here, and I think the Sony one on the end there is 2 amp hour. I did charge these up a few days ago, but as you know with these kind of batteries they can start to lose a charge. Let's see if it's will do anything with these. Oh, it is, it's coming on. Wow. Oh, amazed. The other day it wasn't lasting long at all, it was just coming on and going off. So maybe there was a bad contact with that that green corrosion. So that's good then. But when I do the recording in a bit for the rest of the video with this camera, I do actually use a NiCad battery, which lasts about 15 minutes. This is another battery I've got here. It's the Sony one, MP55. But this one's another old one, but it only lasts about 4.5 minutes. Let's see how that one's doing. See how it fits in. In fact, the one I used that was 15 minutes long is actually too big for this compartment, so I couldn't close the door on it. There we are. So this one lasts about 4.5 minutes, so it's not very long at all. It shows a full charge here, but within moments of recording it goes down. The remainder of this video will be recorded using this camera, and I'm going to show you some footage of me and my boys out in the park to show you the picture quality and see how nostalgic it looks. I've not adjusted anything in editing, no white balance or anything like that, no colour correction, so you'll be able to see exactly what it's like in reality. I couldn't see any cuts in the or any jumps in the cuts as I record paused, so it's pretty good for that. So yeah, we'll do that next. I'll show you what the picture quality looks like. So it runs for about 3 minutes, and then I'll do my outro at the end using this camera. So we'll do that next. And here we are at the park with the Samsung Action Cam PS120p. One thing I have noticed so far is you have to be zoomed right in order for things to be in focus. Otherwise, if you go to a wide shot, things seem to be a bit blurry. I'm assuming that's because of the fixed lens. So we'll see what this looks like back in editing.
Can't spin it. Can't spin it, Dad.
Oh. You going back down?
Yeah, back down because it's too hot for legs. I don't like it. I just don't like it.
What's your name then? Eh? His name is, oh, I can't see it. Lovely cat. Oh. Well, there you have it, the Sanyo VM PS120p Action Cam. Standard batteries, simple operation is the selling point, and it certainly is simple at that. With its fixed focus lens, you certainly are looking for a lot of light to get that focal length, otherwise you'll find yourself zooming in slightly to get things in focus and get them sharp. Still a very interesting camera though, and the fact that it used standard batteries was probably a very good selling point back in the day. Well, I hope you enjoyed watching that with me. Until the next video, as always, thanks for watching, and I'll be seeing you. And if you did enjoy watching this video, you may want to take a look at some of my other videos on similar themes. I'm always buying something on eBay, some more piece of technology, and trying to repair it. And as always, don't forget to like, subscribe and share. Thanks for watching.